Hi everyone, my name is Sydney and today we're going to be talking about the fourth book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series, Battle of the Labyrinth by Riordan. So if you've been watching my other reviews on the Percy Jackson books, you will probably notice that this is a completely different cover. It's very metallic, and I bought the Percy Jackson series back when I was in high school. For some reason, I couldn't buy the last two books. I had to end up buying different covers, but I actually really like these covers. They're really beautiful. Also, I found out from a book friend that apparently Percy Jackson series are being made into a TV series by Disney. If this is true, I'm so excited. I'm really loving that the more we get into this series, the more mature Percy's getting and the more mature the writing is getting in terms of the amount of action that's packed within these books. It makes it feel that much more serious and whoa. If you don't know about the Percy Jackson series, I guess all you need to know is it's all about Greek mythology. There's a lot of reference to different gods, and we have these demigods, which Percy Jackson is one of them. You go on these quests, you go on these journeys, and it's just so good. I'm so excited to read the last one. Oh my god, what's gonna happen? I don't know. But yeah, if you haven't read this book, please go read it, come back, and then we can talk. And if you have read this book, you are ready. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So where do I begin? Annabeth finally gets her quest, and I am so happy for her that she did, but also for this to be her quest was intense. I really loved the whole backstory behind the labyrinth, this maze being created by Daedalus, which is Quintus. What a plot twist. I really loved his character. We met him as a swordsman. He is an inventor. He had a hellhound as a pet, Mrs. O'Leary. It was very sad to hear about his past, but I think he really made up for his wrongdoing by the end by sacrificing himself. The way he gave Annabeth his laptop that had all his inventions on it was so awesome. We also met Grover's girlfriend. That was really interesting, how she was talking about how he's been the only one around the entrance of the labyrinth as well as Luke, which made him feel very sus. What I really loved about this book was we get the mortal chick back. We get Rachel back, and I really like her character. I really like that she's able to see through the mist and that they ended up using her as their guide within the maze. I knew it was coming. I really love that Percy had her number memorized. I also thought it was really funny how Annabeth always would get jealous whenever she was around. And oh my god, in this book, Annabeth and Percy kissed. Oh my god, they kissed. That was cute. I also can't believe that Percy created this huge explosion and almost killed himself in not knowing how to contain his powers. He ended up meeting Calypso, and Calypso was very interesting. I felt really devastated about her character in terms of she is in this bubble. She has no idea what is happening in the world outside of her bubble. Every single person that enters, she falls in love with them. They always leave her, and I thought it was really sad that the same thing happened with Percy. I really loved how Percy talked about her as his what if, that what would have happened if I had stayed. I really love as well that Grover finally found the god Pan, the god of the wild. I thought it was such a beautiful moment, but also such a devastating moment, because once Grover found Pan, he had to release him and send the message to everyone else that Pan is dead. I thought that chapter was really devastating because it made me think to reality of the earth and how we have to be giving back to the earth, because us being humans, we have caused so much destruction. It really made me think to the movie that recently came out, David Attenborough's movie. Yeah, it just made me really sad, especially to find out at the end that Rachel's dad is a famous businessman, how he is looking for land to buy, and it made me really sad just looking at where we are in today's society, that this is happening everywhere. In terms of the recent stuff happening in Australia with the cutting down of the directions tree on DJAB, WURRUNG country, has been heartbreaking and devastating. For me to feel the pain so deeply, I can't imagine what our elders, what Indigenous people are feeling right now, because I can't even begin to put it into words how fucking awful it is that our government would tear down a sacred site in order to build a highway that saves commuters 4 minutes. There are a lot of people in power and they work based off greed, and it's not right. As an example, we can rebuild the Notre Dame, but we cannot rebuild 800-year-old trees. I see this in this scene that Grover is one of those people who is fighting for protection of their land, the wild, and it is so beautiful to stand up for something that should be everyone's passion. Anyway, moving on, because talking about that makes me feel a lot of anger and a lot of sadness. I really loved Nico within this book because I think he's just developed so much, and I really love that he is really such a son of Hades that when he was trying to bring back Bianca, that he was using McDonald's in the ritual of trying to bring her back. I just thought that was really funny because Rick Riordan really has a lot of reference to McDonald's within these books, and I just think he must be hungry while he's writing these books or something. I also really loved how we met the god of doorways, Janus, and how we had a bit of a reference to him at the end of this book, that he has joined the dark side. I really liked that he was trying to ask Annabeth to make a decision, and how that will come up later in the next book, and I'm nervous for her. I also can't believe that we meet Hera again at the end of this book, and Hera has been the one guiding them on this journey the whole time, that she was the one who enabled Percy to find a safe place to recuperate, to rest with Calypso, and how Annabeth talked to her at the end of the book, that she was basically making an enemy with the Queen of the Gods, was like, oh my god girl, stop, what are you doing? I also really like Tyson a lot more in this book. I really love how he was able to bring sense to the monster Briary, who he looks up to, and how they were able to defeat Comper, this other monster, and I'm pretty sure that that's the monster on the cover. I really love Percy's sword, how he never loses it, it always comes back to his pocket. The same thing happened to the whistle that Quintus had given him as well, that the whistle can only be used once and it enables his hellhound to find you in any situation that you're in. I really loved that, and I like Quintus. I was sad to see him go, but also he did some shit in the past, but I'm glad that he passed in an honorable way. I also really loved the scene earlier on in this book where Percy has to clean out this stable that's just filled with shit. He was environmentally friendly, not wanting to poison the lake, and found another way to clean it. Was incredible. I really loved that. I also thought it was incredibly clever, the foreshadowing of being able to see clearly within this book. You really get this parallel of people who are blind to reality. For example, we see this with Rachel being able to see past the mist. We again see it through the way that there is destruction happening on Earth and people are naive about it. It was crazy at the end of this book. Kronos is basically possessing Luke's body now, but Luke is still there. I also have no idea now what's going to happen in the last book. I just think there's going to be this massive showdown between Percy, his friends, and Kronos, as well as Typhon. I think it's going to be really cool, a lot of action, and I think a lot of people might die, but it's gonna be good. Yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in my next one as usual. Bye!